Okay, we're going to talk a little bit about what a sequence is and how to identify the terms of the sequence. Now, when I say sequence, I'm referring to a mathematical sequence. Most sequences you will see are numerical, and those are the ones we will focus on. So, a sequence is a set of numbers placed in a specific order. Okay, you change the order, you change the sequence. It's no longer the same sequence. So, for an example of a sequence would be something like this. Okay, so that's a sequence. 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. That's one sequence. Another sequence. Okay, so this is one sequence. This is a different sequence. Here's a number there's a sequence that's different than this one and this one. Now notice this one has the same numbers as this one, but it's a different sequence. So it's different than a set. A set, you can change the order of the numbers and it's still the same set. But in this case, we have the different sequences that have the same numbers. So that's the first thing. Now, the second thing we're going to talk about is how we identify these terms. If we look at this, because order is so important, we want to know which one is the first, which is the second, which is the third, etc. So we could say the first, and we're going to call each one of these numbers a term. So the first term is 3. Our third term would be over here, which is 7. Our second term is 5. And like I said, our third term is 7. Okay, etc. Now, instead of writing them like this, we normally use the letter A to represent the term, and to determine, so we know which term we're talking about, we're going to use a subscript. A subscript is a small number placed on the lower right part of, in this case, the variable. Okay, so we've got A sub 3. That would be your third term. Now, since it's the third term, we could say A sub 3 is equal to 7. A sub 4 would be equal to 9. A sub 1 equals 3. Okay, etc. So if we look at this one right here, that's what we've got. Okay, so here we're going to use A again, but this is a completely different sequence, right? So in this case, A sub 2 would be equal to 1, 2. That's our second sequence. Like that. Okay? So that that subscript is what identifies which term we're talking about.